Hello, everybody. It's Britton here. Welcome back to Conversations with. This week, we're kicking off a series of me and my best friend, Patrick Priest. We're just going to be talking about different things. We're going to be pointed in different directions. Maybe we'll talk about The Voice. We'll talk about what it's like to try to brand, Cross My Mind, a Juliet's Lullaby, and all this nonsense. But today is a very special day because we're taking you behind the scenes of the Rhett Link Tour 2019 live in concert. Patrick, you're here. I'm here. We're here.
We're all here. And guess where I am? I'm in Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh, you know what they call Nashville? Belly of the Beast.
Which is where I first met Rhett Link. The first show I went to.
That's right.
At the Ryman. So
is that the first time you met them?
That was the first time I met them. That was the first time I had seen them in person. And it was only a couple months before that I even knew who they were.
Well, you hated them the first time you
I wouldn't know if I would say hate.
I would say that you had a fiery passion in your heart against them. And I don't know, but I can't say for certain, but I could have heard sometimes that you wished ill will on the heads of their children.
That is absolutely not true.
I can't say for sure because if it's not true, you could sue me for like defamation or something. But
my lawyers will be contacting you very shortly.
Allegedly, you threatened the lives of their children. But I mean, that's neither here nor there.
I didn't even know they had children at that time. So
yeah, but when you found out, you were mad.
I think the worst thing I said was, "This isn't funny."
Oh, no, you totally thought it was absolutely unfunny.
Then a week later, I sent you a message saying, I can't stop watching.
Yeah.
So,
and I think you took your voodoo curse off the children then as well, because as far as I know, nothing happened to the kids. I haven't seen them since COVID, but, you know, this could be your fault.
Well, it hasn't struck them, so I guess maybe it's not.
Not over yet.
Then again, I was in China when it was happening over there before I got here.
Yeah, exactly. I think you brought it over here. So let's go behind the scenes of the Rhett Link Tour. You were at, I think, 4 shows.
I was at 4 shows, yes. I was at Nashville.
We were in Nashville, Las Vegas. And then the 2 Florida shows, which are Jacksonville and Tampa. But we did other dates. Let's see what we did. We played St. Louis, Columbus, Oxon Hill, D.C., basically, Nashville, Las Vegas, Salt Lake City, Denver, Milwaukee, Indianapolis, Detroit, Omaha, Minneapolis, Houston, New Orleans, Birmingham, Jacksonville, Tampa, Albuquerque, Phoenix, Sacramento, and Valley Center.
Woo.
I think it was 21 shows, but I didn't count.
And so the first one I went to was Nashville, but you and Link have a very interesting story from a show that happened before Nashville in Columbus.
You talking about when we got locked on the bus?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had played our first show in St. Louis. Great show. And you know me, I have the stamina of a horse.
I do not know that, but okay.
Okay, you know that I can function on little sleep.
Like right now.
Yeah, I slept for 3 hours to this last night and woke up and here we are. But I've always been able to function on little sleep until tour, which comes into play because after the show in St. Louis, we probably left on the bus at like 1 a.m. or something. And Link and I, now keep in mind, we do hail from the West Coast at this point. So our time is a little different than Missouri going into Ohio. Ohio, I think, is Ohio Central or Eastern?
I think it's Central.
Okay. So we're going 2 hours ahead. And so we were up till like 1 a.m. and Link and I woke up at 11.
Correct. But it's Eastern.
Is it?
Yes, because Central doesn't start until Indiana.
So 3 hours.
Correct.
Okay. So even worse. So we were up until like 1 a.m. Woke up at 11. I woke up at 11 because Link hit me from the bunk. Because so people that don't know how tour buses are, on the bunks, which are basically coffins, there's just a curtain that separates you from the hallway. So I just feel like a hand just like through the curtain, like, hey, it's time to wake up. And we woke up and we realized that nobody else was on the bus and that everybody had gotten off when they pulled into the hotel. So everybody had gotten woken up except for us.
And for people that don't know, you should explain that when you guys finish a show, they do the meet and greet, and then you guys get on the bus and travel to the next city overnight, get to a hotel. So you sleep on the bus, you wake up just long enough to get off the bus, check into the hotel, go to your room, and fall back asleep. Or if you decide to stay up, but whatever.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of like, that's just like normal tours. You'll leave, you'll pull out. Now, the chances of you actually staying in a hotel overnight is rare, except for off days. But the reason why you pull into a hotel is, showers for starters, and second, your bus driver has to have a place to sleep, considering that he's been driving all night. So everybody else had gotten off at the hotel or whatever, and I guess that this was early on in the tour, so we hadn't gotten to the point of slops yet. But it did come eventually. And so we go to get off the bus, and I try the door, and what it looks like says unlock, and I try to pull it back, and it's not moving, and I keep trying to open it. So I'm just like pushing on this lever that unlocks the bus, just like going for it. And we can't get it. And Link is like, oh, don't break it. Don't break it. And I'm like, no, I think this is what you have to do. No. Actually, so what happened, Link tried. He couldn't get it. What happened was the door's electronics malfunctioned, and it wouldn't unlock.
That was my curse, but Lincoln wasn't on the bus, so I kind of...
Yeah, you got confused. Yeah. So they had to get the bus driver to come out and do an electronic reset on the door of the bus to even get us out. And at that point, it was 20 minutes after we had woken up and started trying to get off the bus. So at that point we had, grown full beards, and we were talking to soccer balls, and we were suffering from dehydration and starvation.
Which for you to grow a full beard takes, that's a long time.
Yeah, like 20 minutes. When was
the last time you shaved right now? Like a month ago?
No. Try 40 minutes ago, jerk. Anyways, so, 20 minutes had gone by, and we were, I was looking at Link and he was looking at me, and I could tell that both of us were thinking that if it comes to it, we may have to revert to cannibalism. I was thinking Link could lose an arm, maybe even a leg. Me, on the other hand, I don't think I could do it. So,
let's not take your arms because you got to play the guitar. But
I need one leg.
One leg's fine. Yeah,
I'd give him maybe a little bit of my love handle on the side. Not my not my penis. I want everyone to know that's not what love handle means. Love handle is on your side.
Love handle is,
Yeah, but then I said it and I thought, some people may think I'm talking about my penis. I wouldn't give that up.
Thank you for clarifying that, Britton.
But a little extra bit of love you have on your side. The side of your abdomen, not the side of your penis.
You would have given that up.
I think so. I think I have a little to spare.
Okay.
Look, I'm going to go full with diet now and start working out. So good thing that we're not on tour.
Yes.
Because if we were to have to, it's a wasteland out there, Patrick.
So after probably what was actually about 5 minutes, you finally got out of the bus?
It was definitely 15.
Okay.
Yeah, I exaggerated a little with 20.
And then what?
But it's a better story.
What happened after that?
We played a show.
We were just like, cool. Now we
no, actually,
that again?
I'll tell you what happened. This is pretty awesome. We were coming around the corner, and it was me. You have been in many a hotel room with me before, on tour.
Separate beds.
Separate beds, yeah. Yeah, but you've been on, so you know what I look like when I wake up is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I try to forget all.
My hair kind of looks like it's been through Katrina when I wake up, and so I look like crap. And I was wearing my purple shorts, my famous purple shorts that I wear all the time, and just a T-shirt or whatever. And I would come around the corner, and this girl's like, "Oh my God, are you Britton Buchanan?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's me." She's like, "Can I get a picture?" And I was thinking, "Oh, Jesus Christ, with me right now. I mean, of course I want to take a picture with you, but I'm going to look like crap." But I was like, "Yeah, sure." And I was thinking, "Oh, this girl does not know that Link, the superstar, is behind me." And so we took the picture, and she tagged me in it or whatever. And I looked at her profile, and she was just following The Voice and Kelly Clarkson and Alicia Keys and like me. She wasn't even following Rhett Link, which is like crazy to me that out of all things that could have happened, at some point we came around the corner at the same time, and The Voice fan, not the Rhett Link fan, just so happened to be there and recognized me and like it. That was really odd. So Columbus was just it's a weird city, man, but I love it.
Nashville was the complete opposite, and that was my first time getting to realize their star status. Because in January you showed me their videos for the first time, and as we mentioned earlier, at first I was like, "This is not funny."
Yeah, I hope their children get hurt. I remember it.
I did not say that. Anyway, I'm going to have all the mythical beasts after me now. They already try to cancel me as it is. Well, now it's just going to be just canceled and everything. But, we met you guys at the hotel, Patrick, young Patrick and I, Patrick Wolf. And we were going to go for lunch, and we were going to take scooters. And remember how they did not like us riding the scooters? Now, we were riding them like you're supposed to, on the road.
No, okay. No, that's not, okay. Let's, in full transparency here, we did something very stupid. And so if anybody knows Nashville, they know the Demonbreun is dangerous. So it's like the main street when you get off the interstate. And we rode those scooters all the way down Demonbreun, past the exit for I-65. And people were just speeding around us because we were going 15 miles an hour when everybody else is going like 55.
It doesn't matter. We were following the rules. And if we were on a bicycle, they would have had to abide by the same thing.
But we weren't. And we weren't wearing helmets, which is even worse.
We weren't going to mention that. Anyway.
We weren't wearing helmets.
So,
and you know what Patrick said? You know what? I remember you saying this. He said, "I wish their kids were here." That's what you said. We were on a scooter with no helmet, riding down the street, and you said, "I wish your kids were here." I'd push them over. That's what you said.
We were on Broadway, by the way.
No, we were not on Broadway.
We were on Broadway. We took
maybe
Broadway
for a little
down
bit
and then forked off.
No, because Broadway doesn't go all the way down, Patrick. Broadway ends at some point, and we were on
Broadway, and then we got off. Actually, yeah, we were on Broadway the whole way, and then we took a left at 19th, right at Hattie B's.
We were not on Broadway.
Yes, we were. The road that you're mentioning actually goes behind, with Bridgestone, and then goes to Music Row. We didn't go to Music Row. You're thinking of the wrong road. We were a block.
Demonbreun is not behind Bridgestone. I hate to tell you that.
All right.
This is an insight into our friendship, by the way.
Look, I'm going to show you right now, okay? So there's Bridgestone.
I'm going to show you, babe.
What does that road name say right there? What?
You think I can see that? Let me look up.
You look it up real quick. I'm telling you, I am way better with directions than you are. And I am very good at remembering road names. We were on Broadway. We were on the main strip of downtown Nashville, which is Broadway. Because we came out of the hotel.
Well, let me ask you this, Patrick. Let me ask you this.
Then ask me.
Is there a whatchamacallit on Broadway? Exit to I-65?
Yes. And we actually did. I mean, everything else, you were correct. It is the main road. There is an exit to the interstate on it. You just had the wrong road name. That's all. But everything else was accurate. So yeah,
I still don't think we were on Broadway.
We were on Broadway. We were 100%.
No, you know what we were on? We were on Commerce.
No, we weren't. We were not.
No, here's the thing.
We were not. We were on Broadway. I am 100% sure.
Here's where I'm willing to
bet you $10,000.
Well, you're in Nashville right now. Go find out.
That's how much I know that.
Here's the thing. I'll admit now that it wasn't Damon Britton, but I still don't think it is Broadway.
It was Broadway.
You're telling me that we rode in front of Old Red and all those places?
No. We took a right. That's away from Old Red and all that. Because remember, we were at the hotel, which was a little further down Broadway, not towards the bars and the honky tonks. It was a little closer down towards the interstate and Hattie B's. It was like a block from the Ryman. So the Ryman going east into down Broadway is where the honky tonks are. We went west on Broadway towards Hattie B's. I'm right. You're wrong, as usual. Moving along. So we get to Hattie B's, and what?
It's just so stupid because neither of us are right.
I am willing to bet money that I am 100% accurate. Anyway,
I'll have to read my journal.
You wrote down the street names?
No, I don't have a journal.
Anyway, so we get to Hattie B's. There's like a 45-minute wait, and of course the guys want to do it. And there was a kid in front of us that turned around. It's like, oh my God, y'all are Rhett and Link, aren't you? And
I said, yes, we are.
Yeah, you did. Actually, I think you said, and I'm Link's cousin, Britton Buchanan.
No, I said, I'm and.
I know Alicia Keys.
Rhett and Link.
I've met Shawn Mendes. That's what you said.
First off, I don't do that.
The kid was like, who? So anyway, and then there were a couple of...
And you know what? You looked at the kid and you said, you better be glad you don't belong to one of these people.
Oh,
and then pointed at Rhett and Link.
You have a curse on you right now. Yeah, that's it. Anyway, so there were a couple other people in line that took pictures of them and was noticing. But you know what? I think the funniest thing that came out of our experience at Hattie B's was, if you listen to Ear Biscuits when they talk about playing the Ryman, and I think the episode is called "Has Their Career Peaked?" or something like that. They talk about going to Hattie B's and everyone getting spicy chicken, because that's what Hattie B's is known for, their hot spicy chicken, except for one person got just straight up Southern fried chicken. And the funniest part to me is that everyone thought that was you.
Which is BS.
Even though there's a video of you eating the hottest chicken they had.
Yeah, so I thought everybody had seen my story, because I think it was even shared to all these fan pages. I don't know, because they kept up with us on tour. I think even Rhett took a story of me eating it.
He did.
I was like, I'm going to get the hottest chicken, which is called Shut the Cluck Up. And I think it's like ghost pepper, scorpion pepper, and habanero. That's the dry rub. And I took one for the team and ate this chicken tender and leaked out of every orifice of my body for Instagram. And then I never got the credit for it.
So
everyone was like, "Oh, Britton's such a baby. He can't take this spice." That had to be Britton. No, it wasn't.
No. It was Rhett.
No, because I eat. No, it was not Rhett. It was you.
It was me.
You cannot take spice.
It was me. I don't like spice. I don't do spice.
Yeah, you'll eat a fry with salt on it and start crying.
That's not spice. Now, don't put pepper on it.
Black pepper.
In that Cajun spice, like peppery seasoning they put on fries, like at Bojangles, hate it. Can't stand it.
And you expect me to trust that you know what street we were on in Nashville. And
yes,
you can't take black pepper on a fry.
I am very, very good at directions. Anyway, so yes, for everyone that thought it was Britton, it wasn't. It was me.
It was you. No, you're not.
Yes, I am. And then, of course,
make you cool.
Then, of course, Rhett had to add insult to injury by saying, "But he's a Carolina fan, so it all makes sense."
That's not me either. I don't know anything about golf. Just kidding. They may have a golf team. I don't know.
They have their own golf course.
Exactly. I'm not that interested in golf. So
me either, even though I'm from Pinehurst, which is one of the
that's like the golfing capital of the world.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why you grade so early.
I'm glad you're tripping yourself.
Oh,
hey, a lot of people like this gray hair.
Zach doesn't count.
Zach loves it. Everybody loves it. Zach's the only one that matters, though. So yeah, everyone, that was me. I don't do spicy chicken.
And then the rest of the day.
The rest of the day, was was pretty easy. I mean, what did we do after that? We went back. Well, I'm sure all of y'all went back to the. Oh no, we walked around because you had some hot chicken left.
Oh yeah, our other best friend Patrick was there, young Patrick, as opposed to you, old as dirt, Patrick. And he got a tattoo while we ate. And we told him we would give him leftovers. So I just stuck my extra shut the cluck up chicken tender in his box of mild or whatever. And everybody was in on it. And that makes everybody a bad person. But I've never seen someone take as big of a bite out of a piece of food as he took out of that chicken tender. Yeah,
so we were at what was that music store that we were at that you and Link were trying to make the record?
We went to both Third Man Records and Carter Vintage Guitars.
And so we leave and Patrick meets us in that area. And he's talking about how he's starving. And of course, Britton's like, well, here, I brought you some chicken. And of course, we had all already decided no one was going to tell young Patrick. We were all in on the joke. Patrick took the biggest bite of this chicken because he was starving. And at first he was like, oh my God, this is really good. And like, we were all stunned, like, wait, are you not feeling the heat from it yet? Like, what's going on? And about 30 seconds later, he was like, whoa. Like it finally hit him, and we all just started busting out laughing. So that was fun.
I'm gonna take your picture.
But then there were several other times that Rhett and Link were recognized. Going into one of the stores, they were recognized. Being in one of the stores, they were recognized. So that was like my real first experience with them, and realizing how popular they really are. Because up until
I'm telling everybody on Twitter that we're recording an episode about Rhett and Link tour stories. And everybody's going to watch this, Patrick, and they're going to go, oh, do you remember that time that Britton told us that we're doing this? Patrick's such a celebrity. Watch.
Okay. So, they were getting noticed. And so that was the first time I had realized their celebrity. And So that was pretty cool. Then they had the sold out show at the Ryman. It was my first time at the Ryman. It was your first time at the Ryman. You played the Ryman, one of your probably your biggest accomplishment in your career so far.
For sure. I consider it, I mean, like, if you're not a musician, or at least in the entertainment industry, or a diehard fan of it, people don't really understand what it means to play the Ryman, or what the Ryman Auditorium means to people, because it is church.
And it's not even, you don't even have to be a country music fan.
No, so much has happened there. I mean, you look at it like Elvis played there, or you just accept, it was the original Grand Ole Opry before they moved out of the 70s and got their own building. And the contribution that the Grand Ole Opry as an art form has given to popular music is extensive. And I don't think you have to be a country fan to appreciate that.
So what was that like, being up on that stage, knowing the history? Because, I mean, even Rhett Link talked about how that was a highlight, possibly even the peak. What was that like for you?
They said that, that could be the peak of their entire career. And I hope that it's not the same for me, in that sense of, like, I'm 20 years old. They're over double my age. They've been doing this for a really long time. And it's until recently, a YouTuber tour was not a commonality. And so I'm a musician and I tour a lot. So,
your family was there? Your two best friends were there? Two of your best friends were there?
It was a big deal. Like I said, I hope it's not the peak, because I would love to, continue to play bigger places and play it again and again, and headline there instead of open and all that kind of stuff. But it was definitely a big deal. To me, it's bigger than anything that I've done at this point, in terms of, like, the voice was great, right? Meeting those people and having those connections, having that experience and becoming a finalist, that's all amazing, and such a whirlwind. But getting to play on a stage where I've seen Bob Weir from the Grateful Dead and Jackson Browne and these just and Ringo Starr, those are the people that I've seen at the Ryman. That doesn't count the people that have just played there all the time. You look at, like, people like Elvis Presley was on that stage.
Yeah, I mean, they had pictures backstage, walking to the stage from the dressing rooms. They had pictures of, Elvis hanging out backstage and talking to other famous people that were at his shows, or, high up.
Yeah, and these are just the non-country people, that I'm talking about. The country people, Hank Williams and Johnny Cash, George Jones, Merle Haggard, Willie Nelson, Chris Christie, all these people that have been.
Why'd you name all guys? I mean, what about Dolly Parton, Carrie Underwood, Reba McEntire?
Dolly Parton as well. You're coming for me for no real reason. I was still listing.
Well, that's for your saying that I threatened Rhett Link's kids.
I'm glad you got me back.
I'm going to be canceled. You're going to be canceled,
Dolly, too. Reba. I mean, even recently, Brandi Carlile, who is one of my favorites, who I've seen a bunch, did, like, a huge residency there, several shows. And it's just like, I mean, my idol Springsteen played there in 1996 on the Ghost of Tom Joad tour. The history on that stage is certainly palpable and tangible. You can almost feel it. And Ryman audiences, I find, not to diss any other audience, but an audience at the Ryman Auditorium is the most attentive audience that you will ever play for, I think. Because Nashville is Music City. We know Nashville is. Nashville's full of listening rooms, like the Bluebird Cafe and those kind of places, which I've also played. That was special. And people in Nashville are just used to listening, if you know what I mean. And I think people know how special it is to see a show at the Ryman when they go. And yeah, that was a huge moment for me. I still think it's the greatest show I've ever played.
It was a good show. But there were many others after that. And,
There was Vegas. Was
Vegas, which was the next show after that, correct? Because after Nashville ended the first leg, Vegas kicked off the second leg.
Yeah, that was April. The first St. Louis, Columbus, DC, and Nashville. That was in April, and then we took a little bit off and came back in June. We did Vegas, Salt Lake City, Denver, Milwaukee, Indianapolis, Detroit, Omaha, and Minneapolis.
And it actually just ended up being on a whim that I got to go to Vegas because I was out in Idaho on a work trip, and I was able to connect through Vegas. And I was like, well, I'm just going to extend my connection.
Yeah, and you got a free hotel room.
I did.
And you got an upgrade on your free hotel room because we got you a free hotel room because we were playing in a casino, and then you just had a puny little closet room, and then Link said, "Oh, we're not staying here tonight. My reservation is through the night. Do you want my freaking mansion?" And you're like, "Well, yeah." You had the biggest bed. You had a pool table. You had a dining room table.
There was like 3 bathrooms in there. That was a fun show, and it was. It was June. It was during Pride. This is Pride Month, by the way.
Happy Pride, Patrick.
Thank you. And happy Pride to you as an ally. And speaking of, you still have your Pride shirts for sale on BrittonBuchanan.com.
They're still on sale as of this video being posted. We posted this on June 27th, which is the day before the anniversary of the start of the Stonewall riots that started on June 28th, 50-something years ago. Made a lot of progress through civil unrest and civil disobedience. We've come a long way.
Come a long way. Still a lot to do. And, I'm happy that all the proceeds from your Pride shirts go to Equality NC and the NAACP Legal Defense Fund. But that was fun. Vegas. I was struck by when you announced from the stage, Happy Pride, everyone, how much everyone in the audience was just cheered and clapped and loved it. And I was like, all right, cool, good. We're in the right atmosphere here. We got the right fan base here.
Yeah, because in terms of just to let people behind the scenes, you knew we had conversations. You as a gay person knew that the issue that this has been so politicized that Happy Pride has almost become a statement of party. And I think that you were a little nervous on for me that I was going to go out and say it and was going to be met with some kind of...
What the response would be. Yeah.
Right. You are my guardian in that sense of that I don't care.
I, on the other hand, do try to look after your image.
Right. I accidentally, when I was giving people a little taste of what we were doing, I accidentally misspelled conversations. And so now everybody that's making fun of me on Twitter, I'm getting all these notifications about conversations that I said.
You know what?
They're going to watch this and they're going to feel bad.
Well, it could be worse. You could have typed in cafefe.
I could have cafefe'd all over the place. Luckily, I didn't. I had a cup of cafefe this morning and a hamburger.
I don't drink cafefe.
I do. I like my cafefe black, just straight.
If I need caffeine in the morning, I drink a good old Mellow Yellow.
But I think we're going to have to do a 2-parter on this Rhett Link tour.
Yeah, no, we're kind of reaching our time limit here. So,
we have surpassed our time limit.
If you want more behind the scenes Rhett and
comment cafefe.
Don't comment cafefe. Just keep watching these. It probably won't be next week. It may be a couple weeks from now. But keep watching these conversations with
Maybe never again.
And there are still some pretty good stories to come along. We're not done.
No, there are still great stories. We
like the time you lost half of your elbow skin
in Omaha. Yeah, we got to talk about that. We got to talk about Jacksonville and Tampa, our escape room stories.
Yeah,
we got to talk about that time I was late for sound check and didn't know it.
Maybe. Yeah, I mean, we got to talk about all this stuff. This is great.
I got to talk about New Orleans, going to the Voodoo Museum.
Yeah,
and me reading. I'll never forget this. Hold on, I'll touch on this. I accidentally started reading out a voodoo curse out loud.
So it was you that put the voodoo curse on Link's and Rhett's kids, not me.
I actually think I took it off by accident.
Okay. All right, sure.
You'll have to go back into your book and
because it was never put on in the first place.
But we have all these stories, and we got NASA stories from when we went to NASA. There's a ton of stories.
I mean, you got to go to that. I tried, but it wasn't allowed.
Yeah, well, sucks to suck.
So, yeah, I mean, they're going to be cool stories if people want to hear them. They definitely should keep watching these. Like I said, it might not be next week. It might not be in 2 weeks. It may be a few weeks away, but we'll get there. We'll get to them.
Well, Patrick, thanks for showing up. I
almost didn't.
Well, you thought I almost didn't because I was in the shower 10 minutes before we started.
You really were, and I'm on vacation, so
I wasn't late.
I've got to get back to my vacation since I stopped down enjoying it to do this with you.
Well, anyways, thanks for coming. We had a good time. We laughed. We told some jokes. We told some stories. We're going to keep telling some stories if people want to hear them. So keep watching, keep listening, keep liking, keep commenting, keep subscribing.
And thanks for clicking that bell. Oh, wait, wrong show.
Patrick,
yeah. I'm sorry.
Let's talk about that.
They don't have any of that copyrighted, do they? Whoops.
I mean, we're still good.
We're still good. We're good. Wait, are we done? I thought we were done like 5 minutes ago. Wrap this. Come on. Bye. I got to go. Bye.
Bye, Patrick.
Thanks for letting me be here. Bye.